Welcome back to ACTV in the Adrian College Baseball home opener. The Adrian College Bulldogs won the first game 4-1. They're going to look to keep that momentum going, get their 45th straight win against the Olivet Comets. And Cody, what did they do the first game that made them so successful?
Well, they hit the ball. They didn't score on all their opportunities, but when they had runners in scoring position, they did at least a nice job of putting the ball in play and making things happen. Parsons, again, was effective. Still no walks, and I don't know how many innings, but he looked like the ace of the staff should.
Quick side note, Matt, sure it is I already messed it up again. Piatone, Illinois. Matt, sure, thank you for correcting me in my no knowledge of Illinois. It is Piatone, Illinois.
We're trying here.
First game of the season, everybody has to work out kinks. I'm Robbie Alexander, joined with me, as always, with my colleague Cody Alexander. And here we go, Game 2 of this baseball doubleheader. Jason Schroeder on the mound for the Bulldogs. And how's he looking this year, Cody?
Well, he's been on the mound for two of our victories against ranked teams. Had the no decision against Birmingham Southern, got the win against Worcester. The scouting report, what I've heard from Frankie Resto, is that he is what is known as effectively wild.
We're going to see that right here. First pitch of Game 2 underway. And it's in for a strike, 0-1 against the left fielder, Austin Cleaver.
Schroeder has not given up an earned run this year, but he has walked 9. But, if he's going to be effective doing it, then I guess he should keep doing what he's been doing.
There's a pitch in the dirt, bounces to the backstop, makes the count 1-1.
Snap that one off a little too hard. I'm excited. I've heard a lot about this guy, but I haven't seen him yet.
Adrian pretty much the same on the defensive side of the ball. One change as Dugan Darnell is now at third base. Brian Guck getting the second game off, and that ball sails high. Almost a headshot there. It's going to be 2-1 on the batter.
I have a feeling it's going to be a little more interesting than the easy control Parsons.
Effectively wild. That pretty much means that batters are terrified once they're stepped in the box.
You don't know where it's going. He's got some good stuff, but.
And there's a pitch down the middle. That's going to be in the right field gap, and that's going to roll.
Got him.
Here comes the throw into second base, and he's in with a leadoff double. So Schroeder finally finds the strike zone, but throws it right down the middle. Cleaver able to square it up into that right field gap.
Yep, Cleaver does a nice job of staying in there and putting it right into right field.
That's going to bring up the center fielder, Aaron Gillespie. Frankie going out to give his pitcher a little bit of a pep talk.
Yeah, Schroeder early has already uncorked a couple that have really, really taken off on him.
Runner on second, no outs. Corners are playing in. It's the pitch. And a high strike, swings and misses for strike one.
He's definitely got some heat behind his fastball. And I got to say, earlier you said Drzwicki had the title for tallest kid on the team.
Yeah, I think.
Schroeder's no shorty on the mound.
He's definitely a tall guy.
Well put.
Lost for words. Here comes the pitch. And another strike, swing and miss. The count is 0-2.
Yeah, one of the toughest guys you can face is the guy where you don't know where it's going to go when he lets go. So it's not easy standing in there strong when at any moment you could have a guy uncork run right at your head, especially with Schroeder on the mound. He's got a lot of zip behind his fastball.
Schroeder comes set. Checks the runner at second. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Both diving attempt. Killinger gets the ball. He's going to gun it home. And he's out at the plate. What a play by Brian Killinger. And a nice tag at the end by Frank Resto.
Great heads-up play by Kill. Looked like that ball was going to go into center. Had enough presence of mind to regroup, check the runner at third, see that he was going to try to score on him, and put off a nice throw right on the bag for Frankie just to drop the tag down.
So there's one out now here in the top of the first. Runner on first. And after a very nice play, still no score. There's a ball inside, 1-0. When I saw it get past Doro, I thought maybe it got past Killinger too, but then he got up and fired a bullet right to Frank.
Yeah. I mean, nice thought on the third base coach and the runner there. Early in the game, try to test it, but the way Schroeder's been throwing the ball this year, maybe they should have stayed a little safer at the bag.
There's a strike at the knees. Makes the count 1-1.
Dog's actually in a better situation now after the play. Just had the double play set up, ground ball, and get him right out of the inning.
And Schroeder fires a strike over to first base. Trying to stay in the runner's mind. Travis Pett's up to bat. Third baseman, 0 for 3 in the last game. And the runner's going. Strike at the knees, throw it on to second. It's not in time. It's a stolen base for Gillespie. And the count goes to 1-2 on Petts.
Gillespie, nice read on that one. Schroeder might have to change his looks a little bit. Looked like he had a really nice jump. Might have timed his looks, and Schroeder's got to watch himself on that.
So now runner on second, one out. There's a pitch down the right field line, but foul. And the count stays at 1-2.
Schroeder's definitely a little more animated on the mound than his counterpart from the first game, Parsons. Looks like he wears his emotions on his sleeves a little more.
Shadows starting to creep across Nicolay Field as we get into the later part of the evening. Schroeder checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing, foul tipped into the glove for strike 3, and Schroeder has his first strikeout, and there are 2 outs on the Comets.
Just dust him off with a fastball. I know I've said it a few times, but he really has a lot of zip on that pitch.
That's going to bring up the DH, Aiden Holiday. He pitched the first game, left the mound, was pointing at his elbow, but it looks like he's all right, which is good news.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to see him go down.
Fouls one right off the railing. Olivet fans got to look alive up there. And it's 0-1 on Holiday. And from what we've seen the first game, I feel like if he gets a hold of one, it's going to be trouble for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, top of the lineup for the Comets definitely have gotten some good wood on the ball.
Schroeder checks his man at second. Another foul ball, this time out of the stadium, still down the right field line, and it's 0-2.
The runner on second has him down in the count 0-2. Haven't seen too many off-speed pitches. See if we'll try to waste one right now. Tried to uncork one early in the game, first batter, but didn't work out too well for him.
Schroeder trying to strand his man at second. And a swing in the dirt,
Nice
strike
pitch.
3. Frank's going to throw down to first. And
Nice
finishes
off-speed.
off his man. Well, some stellar defense here in the top of the first. Comets score none. We'll be right back with Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV as we head to the bottom of the first. Olivet, no runs scored in the top of the first. Almost scored, but a nice play by Killinger on the throw to Frankie to get his man out at home. Schroeder finishing off the inning with 2 strikeouts. And up for the Bulldogs steps the speedy center fielder Ian Mikowski. Ian 2 for 2 in the first game. Takes strike 1 at the knees.
Pitching for the Comets this game is Joseph Crosby. The junior is 0-2 on the year. He's got an 8.74 ERA, 2 walks to 3 strikeouts.
And there's a drag bunt by Mikowski, going to try to beat down the line, but gloved by Crosby and gets out number 1. Nice idea by Mikowski, just can't get it down the line enough.
Yep. Got it a little too far towards the pitcher. Pitcher's momentum was carrying him towards the bag. But as I was saying, based on these stats, it looks like the Bulldogs are going to have an easy time putting the ball in play.
So up now is Brian Killinger, second baseman. Speed as well as power for him. Here's the pitch from Crosby up high for ball 1. Killinger 1 for 2 in the last game with a single, a run scored, and a sac bunt. Also struck out looking. And he takes all the way for strike 1-1 on the count.
Killinger had that nice play in the top of the inning to cut down the runner at home, keep it a scoreless game.
There's a hard hit ball by Killinger to the shortstop. Nice glove. Throws on to first. And with the pick for the out, number 2. Nice pick over at first by Alex Partham.
Yep, Kill almost beat that one out. Little curveball. Hit it right to the shortstop, but got the play done.
Nice play on both ends. A little backhand by the shortstop. Nice pick by the first baseman to finish it off.
Olivet's been having steady defense all day today.
Here's the heavy-hitting shortstop Ryan Doro. Big 2-run homer in the first game. Is now tied for the all-time Adrian College home run record. Doro follows one off the shin.
As Robbie mentioned, Doro had that home run to center in the first game that put him at 25 career home runs, tying him for the Bulldog career record with Dan Schlegel.
1-1 on Doro. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, 0-0. And Doro lines one down the right field line, but foul out of play. Infield deep, outfield at about normal depth. And there's a hard hit line drive by Doro, and that's going to hit the left field gap. He's going to try for 2. Here comes the relay.
He's in.
And a slide by Doro, and he's in with the double. Nice piece of hitting there by Doro, and then the awareness on the bases, and he gets in.
Yep. Running hard out of the box, never stopping. That's how doubles are made.
There's a reason that he's been a starter on varsity for all 4 years. So in steps Hunter Hayes, runner on second, 2 outs. Trying to give Adrian the earlier lead. Hayes takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
So I don't know if it's a secret anymore or not, but Doro is a senior, and he's getting several looks at major league clubs. Among the most, I guess, conversed between him and the clubs, he's been talking with the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers.
Line drive by Hayes, up the middle base hit. Here comes Doro. He's going to score, and Hayes is going to go to second, no throw, and it's an RBI double by Hunter Hayes.
Nice piece of hitting by Hayes, putting it right back up the box to score Doro. Cleaver misses his cutoff man, allowing Hayes to move into second, and now there's 2 outs with a runner in scoring position and Richardson at the plate.
So Adrian with the early 1-0 lead. And then steps Tristan Richardson, trying to keep the rally going.
That's why you got to hit your cutoff man. Now a base hit scores another run.
Takes a strike on the outer half of the plate for 0-1.
Richardson has a lot of room down that left field line.
Takes a ball outside, evens his count at 1-1. So Crosby's been keeping in the zone so far, but a couple hard hit balls by the Bulldogs. Time called by the ump. And we'll reset and we'll go all over again. Crosby checks his man. And the pitch. Curveball doesn't break, up by the head. That's going to be 2-1. Richardson 1 for 3 in the last game with a double.
Looks like the crowd out on the hill has died down a little bit as the sun begins to dip below the clouds.
A big swing and a miss by Richardson. That's going to bring the count to 2-2. Still a beautiful day out here in Adrian. Temperatures in the 70s, nice breeze, sun out.
Sun's out, guns out.
Nice crowd here at the Nick today.
Couldn't have asked for a better home opener.
There's a hard hit ball by Richardson over the first baseman. Hunter Hayes is going to score easily. And Richardson has himself an RBI single. The Bulldogs lead 2-0.
As we said before, Crosby does not have put away stuff, so he's going to have to keep the ball down just to get the outs. And it looks like he's hung a couple this inning, which allows the Bulldogs to get on the board with 2 runs.
There's a strike on the outer half of the plate to third baseman Dugan Darnell. Sat the first game. Sophomore who was a pinch hitter on varsity last year and did a pretty good job.
Very nice swing. Really knows how to use the other way. There's a few times in fall ball scrimmages when I would watch the team.
There's another strike on the outer half of the plate. Count quickly goes to 0-2.
Darnell would just, anywhere you would put it, he would put it right down the third baseline. Really knows how to swing the stick.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead. Throw over to first. Breeze still going out to right field. Should the inning keep going, Gunnar Rainey is on deck. The pitch. Runner going, but the ball is fouled out of play.
Darnell 2 for 5 on the season with a run scored.
Crosby set. The 0-2. High, 1-2.
How much do you think it would cost to get a graphics department? Like Fox Sports Detroit quality?
Fox Sports worthy.
I mean, we met the guy. You think he'd want to work for Adrian on a low dime?
Got to email him. There's a ball in the dirt, 2-2.
I mean, I know it's just a YouTube stream, but I mean, think about it. The possibilities. We just put a scoreboard in the ice rink. We can get some graphics up, right?
Gonna have to ask Jeremy how he does it over there. And there's a high fly ball into right field. Right fielder racing back, and that's into the gap.
That's gone.
That's gone. Dugan Darnell with a big 2-run homer, and Adrian with an early 4-0 lead.
Dang.
He absolutely crushed that one.
Right in right center. Not an easy place to put that. Nice at bat, fighting back from an 0-2 count, just crushes it.
I lost that ball in the air. I saw the right fielder stop, and I just assumed it was bouncing off the wall, but he got that thing to sail right over it.
Yep, hit it right. That awkward area where the wall meets the lower wall, the high wall. So, but no, he knew as soon as he hit it, he had that feeling.
Perfect place, and now the Bulldogs have a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Gunnar Rainey takes ball 1 low.
I'm not just saying this because he hit a home run, but I am a big fan of a Darnell swing.
It's another ball down low, 2-0.
Him and Doro, probably my two favorite swings on the team. Just very, very simple, very compact.
And that one comes across the plate for strike 1. Infield plays back. And there's a hard hit ground ball. Shortstop coming over, bobbles a little, but still gets the out at first.
Nice way to stick with it.
Well, Adrian scores 4 runs in the bottom of the first, capped off by a big 2-run homer by Dugan Darnell. We'll head to the top of the second. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. Top of the second, Bulldogs lead 4-0. As Jason Schroeder goes back to work. So leading off for the Comets, number 9, Alex Partham, playing first base this game. There's a hard hit ground ball. Killinger scoops it up at second. And out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jason Schroeder. And that's going to bring up number 33, Gary Tompkins III, right fielder for the Comets.
It sounds like royalty to me.
He's got his staff with him. Going to try to
That's just a good name.
poke one out. It's a regal name.
Gary Tompkins III. You don't see any seconds and thirds with Cody. It's just not a good mix.
Strike on the outside corner. That's a name that just commands respect. Big swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2.
Sound of the pop of the mitt, man. It's nostalgic. He's humming today.
Olivet scratched 2 hits in the first inning, couldn't get across the run. The pitch, and hits the outside corner for strike 3. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Yep, Schroeder does a nice job of freezing him with the fastball down at the knees.
And that's going to bring up the catcher, Andrew Dayfield. A foul ball back into the press box. I did not flinch that time.
Good job, Bob. I'm proud of you.
Allison, did you flinch?
I tried to catch it.
She almost caught it.
It's the goalie in her.
Oh, 1 on Dayfield. And ball just missing on the outer half of the play brings the count to 1-1. Dugan looks in for the sign. The pitch. Hard line drive down the right field line, but out of play. Count remains at 1-2.
According to Dayfield's stats, he has 1 knock in 17 opportunities for an .059 batting average.
Ball misses outside, brings it to 2-2.
He does have 9 walks, though. Probably why his stats look so skewed when I was rummaging through them trying to find something to say. Oh.
And jams him on the inner half of the play.
He went.
And he
Yeah,
went
there
for
it is.
strike 3. So 2 strikeouts on the inning for Jason Schroeder. We go to the bottom of the second. Bulldogs lead 4-0. You're watching Adrian Baseball here on ACTV. Joseph Crosby going back to work here in the bottom of the second inning. Catcher Frank Resto leading off. 4-0 Adrian. It was a hard hit ball down the right field line, but foul.
I think today is the day. If Frankie's going to hit one out, I think this is the best chance for him.
He's due for a hit today. 0 for 3 in the first game, but all 3 balls were put in play. Just missed the one on a pop-up.
He's just got to put one up in right field.
Takes a ball outside,
Look
1-1.
He's pitching outside. He's saying, Frankie, here, I want you to round the bases.
You got the breeze. You got the inside-out swing.
It's the perfect storm.
Frank just misses another one. Popped up down the right field line and off of the awning. Brings the count to 1-2.
You know, we hit it out of the stadium. That's a start.
Baby steps. Got to get the baby steps.
Frankie, probably the most charismatic kid on the team.
Crosby gets his sign, the pitch. Ball down and outside, evens the count at 2 apiece. That breeze is finally coming in the press box, and it feels nice.
Maybe for you, I'm pressed flush against the
A
wall.
hard hit ball up the middle, and it's a base hit for Frankie.
I'll take that. I think he'll take it too.
So the leadoff hitter is aboard here in the bottom of the second, and that's going to bring up the DH, McCoy Drizwicki. McCoy 0 for 2 in the first game, but he definitely can put a ball in play and hard when he gets a hold of one.
Yeah, we saw him yank that one foul, but he could straighten it out. He'll do some damage.
There's a pitch in the dirt outside, 1-0. Frank Resto holds over at first.
McCoy, a criminal justice major.
Another ball outside. Brings the count to 2-0. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 on Drizwicki. Middle infield in double play depth, but the shortstop is shaded a little more to the left side. A hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Drizwicki. Resto moves up to second, and there are runners on first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the second. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Ian Mikowski. Olivet coach coming out to have a meeting with his pitcher.
Back-to-back pitches right up the box. Bulldog's doing a good job of not trying to do too much.
That's now 6 hits in 2 innings for the Bulldogs.
That's going to be the day. And that's going to be it for the pitcher, Crosby.
So Crosby's day is over. 4 runs given up. He's still on the line for 2 should they score. 6 hits. And pitcher comes in from the bullpen. Can't see his number yet, but I can tell that he has a very nice flow.
He must volumize it with Aussie.
See, it's number 22. If we look at our roster, Zach Oshinsky, now pitching for the Olivet Comets.
Oshinsky on the year, 0-2. He's pitched 14 innings. It's a 3.21 K per 9, so a little more put away stuff than Crosby, just based on his stats. It's a 5.14 ERA.
Well, we're going to let Oshinsky warm up. It's 4-0 Adrian here in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back with more baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Now pitching for Olivet, Jack Oshinsky, a lefty. And now batting for your Bulldogs, it's number 21, Ian Mikowski. Bunt attempt in the first inning. Almost got down the line, but got nipped at first base for the out. Runners on first and second, bottom of the second. It's 4-0 Adrian already. Mikowski with another bunt. This one down the third base line. They're going to let it roll.
That's going to stay
fair. And it's going to stay fair. Everybody is safe, and the bases are juiced.
Like we said, he can bunt. Perfect bunt, too.
After a very close bunt in the first inning, like we were saying, that was a pitch-perfect bunt. No pun intended.
I could have gotten out my paint set, followed a diagram, and it wouldn't have been painted better than that.
So we now have 3 waffles in the waffle iron, and we're going to see if Brian Killinger can serve some breakfast. Takes a strike on the outer half for ball 1. For strike 1.
I hope we have some butter because I'm feeling a toasted grand salami here.
It's the pitch. Inside. That one was a ball. And the count is now 1-1. Well, it's the first home game of the season, which means everybody's got to get their kinks out, including ACTV.
What are you talking about? We're doing fine, man.
Another ball in the dirt brings the count to 2-1.
Kill's got to be patient here. Dog's doing a good job. It's a cliche, and I've repeated it, but they're just giving what's taken to them, not trying to do too much. I mean, a walk's as good as a hit right here. Just keep trying to tack on runs.
There's a hard hit ball down the left field line, but foul. Got a Adrian College bullpen pitcher scrambling to recover that. Killinger grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Two and two the count. No outs. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball to the third baseman. He's going to check the runner, get the easy out at third, but a runner will score. And the Bulldogs now have a 5-0 lead.
Kill got a little out in front of that one, but still gets the ribby. 5-0 now for the Dogs. And that brings up shortstop Ryan Doro. Doro is looking for the career home run record. And he's got a chance to do it with 2 runners on.
Time called by the ump.
Now, I don't want to say this is like watching the Barry Bonds career home run record chase, but I definitely think it's up there. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this since I've been here.
Small crowd is starting to gather on the hill again. Hard hit ball by Doro right to the third baseman. He's going to get the out at second. Relay to first. Not in time. So there are now 2 outs, but there are also runners in the corners for the cleanup hitter, Hunter Hayes.
I really think we should tell him to change his walk-up song to Hunter Hayes.
I mean, it's a country singer, so it's close. But that is definitely a suggestion. Hunter with the RBI single in the first inning. He also scored a run. Doro on first. Mikowski on third. And there's a bender in there for strike 1. Ochinsky with the sign. Throws over to first. Mikowski breaks for home. The slide, and he's in safely. And the Bulldogs take a 6-0 lead on a heads-up play by Ian Mikowski.
Oh, we can cross that one off the bucket list. Just steal a home.
Pitcher throws over to first. May have forgotten about how speedy Mikowski is on third, and he just takes it. Doro's going to go with the delayed steal. A throw out on a second, and he...
Safe.
Oh, thought he avoided the tag, but he is out for out number 3. Well, that's going to end the third inning. The second inning, excuse me, but the Bulldogs tack on 2 more. They lead 6-0. You're watching Adrian Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Adrian College Baseball. Game 2 of a doubleheader against the Olivet Comets, and Jason Schroeder goes back to work. 6-0 Adrian after 2. And up to bat for the Comets, it's number 3, Dylan Mitchell, second baseman. Ball up and in for ball 1. Adrian tacked on 2 more runs in the last inning, including a steal of home by Ian Mikowski. It's a ball fouled out of the stadium on the right side. Brings the count to 1-1.
Yeah, I have a feeling Oshinsky had a little powwow with his coach after that inning, forgetting who was on third base when he had that pickoff attempt to first, allowing Mikowski to steal.
Swing and a miss brings the count to 1-2. Olivet trying to get something started against Schroeder. Strike 3, caught him looking and 1 out. Nice pitch sequence by Schroeder.
He is just, after that first inning, mowing him down, looking really nice out here.
Well, that's going to bring up the shortstop, number 23, Kevin Hatcher. 1 for 2 in the last game. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Really locating that fastball well.
Fouled out of play. Count quickly falls to 0-2.
Good job, Robbie. You didn't flinch.
I'm getting better.
You are.
I'm getting my nerves back.
You were out of the game a little too long.
Just got to go through the ringer a couple times. Ooh, a ball up at the head goes back to the backstop. Brings the count to 1-2.
He's got to back him off the play a little bit.
You know, you did say effectively wild at the start of the game, and I'm starting to see that.
Can't let him get too comfortable. I mean, I'm not endorsing throwing anybody's head, but I highly doubt that was intentional.
Oh, close pitch there. Called a ball, and the count falls to 2-2.
If I were Resto, and I'm sure he does, I would respectfully disagree. There's a certain art to letting the ump know that you think it was a strike.
And there he goes. Rings him up on the outside corner for out number 2. Second strikeout of the inning for Schroeder. Second strikeout where they just looked at it, walked back to the bench.
Shaking their head. Nothing they can do. It's just overpowering speed on his fastball against these Olivet hitters.
6 strikeouts on the day for Schroeder. That was actually his 4th strikeout in a row.
Now we know why we beat Birmingham, Southern, and Worcester, 2 highly ranked
And
teams.
a hard hit ball back up the middle. There ends the strikeout streak. And it's a single for the leadoff hitter, Austin Cleaver. Second single of the game. So runner aboard with 2 outs. And in steps the center fielder, Aaron Gillespie. Infield single back in the first. Schroeder checks his man at first. And a ball low and on the outside. Infield at normal depth, as well as the outfield. Pitch inside, ball 2. Two outs here in the top of the third. Adrian leads 6-0. There's a high fly ball into the left field gap, and that is going gone. And it's a home run for Aaron Gillespie. And Olivet tacks on 2. They come within 4. A long drive. That ball, that was gone right off the bat. That was a no-doubter.
Yep, Gillespie, top hitter for the Comets. He's been squaring the ball up all day, so no doubter off the bat right there. Timed up the fastball and just destroyed it.
So a little 2-out home run there. Gives the Comets 2. Travis Pett's going to try to keep that streak going. Takes the ball inside.
Sun's starting to set here at the Nick. Lights are on. Playing a little night baseball here.
Ball low. Brings the count to 2-0. Well, we've seen a home run to left, a home run to center, and a home run to right today.
Yep, have the home run triple crown.
Ball outside corner for strike 1.
Jumping the gun there a little bit there, Robbie.
I meant the ball that was pitched.
Ah.
Well, that's what we're going to go with. Fouled out of play. 2-2. Looked like a little bit of a defensive swing.
Yeah, that ball really ran in on Pets.
Schroeder gets his sign. The 2-2. And rings him up for strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the day for Schroeder. Comets tack on 2 with the Gillespie home run. We go to the bottom of the third at 6-2 Adrian. You're watching Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Bulldogs with a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the third. Hunter Hayes up to bat. Was up to bat the last inning, but Doro got caught stealing at second, and there's a ball on the outside for 1-0. Hayes had the RBI single back in the first inning to get things started. There's another ball, 2-0, excuse me.
It's always kind of a weird feeling when somebody's caught stealing for the last out of the inning when you're at the plate. Gotta come back and do it all over again, except you get a new count, so.
And there's another ball, just misses, and it goes to 3-0. Yeah, you gotta get in that groove. Taking all the way for a strike, 3-1. You know, the worst, though, is when you have a 3-0 count and then they throw a strike because that's how they steal, but then you come back and strike out on 3 pitches. Hayes will not do that. He draws the rock. And there's a runner aboard with no outs here in the bottom of the third. That's going to bring up Tristan Richardson. RBI single back in the first.
Hunters is going to have a little bit of a different look at the bag. Got a lefty on the mound. Can't get as good of a lead as he usually
squares
does.
Up to bunt down the third base line. And there are no plays. Everybody's safe, and it is a bunt single for Tristan Richardson.
They're just ambushing the Comets with these bunts today.
So 2 runners aboard with no outs. And that's going to bring up Darnell Dugan, who had a big 2-run homer back in the first inning.
Let's see if Magic can strike twice. Except it's not magic, it's skill.
Dugan squares to bunt, gets that one down. That's down the third base line. Dugan will be out at first, but advances the runners.
Man.
And there are runners on second and third with 1 out. The Bulldogs have some really nice bunts today.
Yep, Rainey. Weird call, but it works. Gets the runner over, has the guy that just hits the home run. Basically telling the Comets, we're just going to keep putting it in play. We're going to wait for you to make a play.
And that's going to bring up Gunnar Rainey. Trying to drive in a couple here. Time called.
I think the thing that impresses me, though, is they haven't popped up a bunt. They've all been down on the ground. One of the things that you see is that, especially when people square late, they might drop the barrel, but great bunts all around.
Gunnar takes a curveball there, brings the count to 1-0.
Trinity 1, 3-2.
And there's a line drive back up the middle.
Score.
1 run's going to score. Here comes the second runner. Slide, and he also scores. It's a 2 RBI single by Gunnar Rainey. And the Bulldogs continue to strike here against the Comets. Now have an 8-2 lead.
Bulldogs really, besides that home run, playing station-to-station baseball. Bunts and hits right back up the box.
That's going to bring up the catcher, Frank Resto. Singled in the second. Later scored a run. Taking there for strike 1. Bulldogs already 9 hits on the day. Take 1 high, that evens the count. Still a steady breeze out to right field. There's a ball inside, 2-1. So do you still think he's going to hit that homer today?
I do. I believe in him.
You got to have faith. Here's the pitch. And just misses on the outside corner. That's going to bring the count to 3-1. Runner on first. 1 out.
Oshinsky did a nice job last inning of coming in. Bulldogs out in front of him, but it looks like they've finally timed him up.
And that ball is in the dirt. And Frank Resto draws the walk. So they're now 2 aboard with 1 out. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, McCoy Drizwicki. Trying to keep the hit train going.
Drizwicki singled up the boxes last time up.
Oshinsky looks. The pitch. There's a strike, 0-1.
McCoy using the DeMarini Voodoo. That looks to be the bat of choice for the Dogs today. It's a good one.
Nice even weighted bat. And there's a bender in there. For a strike, 0-2.
I know in recent years they also had Easton bats, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Easton baseball bat. I just don't like it. The weight, the feel, especially that one that turns. You have the barrel that turns in accordance with your handle. You know what I'm talking about? When you swing, it like rotates.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it's supposed to have it so your hands are in the top hand, bottom hand, up, down position. So it's more of a training tool than anything, but it's I don't know. Good idea, but didn't work out in reality.
Another bender just
Ooh.
misses on the outside.
It's a close one.
Moves the count to 1-2.
Looks like it might have caught the plate, but
Dayfield went and visited his pitcher with an 0-2 count. Not something you see very often. McCoy asks for time.
Coach must have wanted him to go after him a different way. Maybe he thought that he just got lucky with the first 2 pitches.
Oshinsky looks for the sign. 2 runners on the pitch. And another ball out and away. Evens the count at 2 apiece.
Being really careful with Drizwicki here. It may be that they want to get to Ian, who's not as big of a power threat. Maybe want to just put him on. Maybe set up a ground ball situation. Mikowski is prone to put the ball on the ground.
There's a line drive down the left field line, but foul. So Dayfield and Oshinsky trying to come up with a game plan on how to get Drizwicki out. Do 2 quick strikes. McCoy's put up a little battle here.
I mean, if I were them, I might try to go up and in. But I don't think Oshinsky has the juice behind his fastball to tie him up. I think that's what the problem is. Try to get him tied up with his long arms, but you got to have a little zip on that fastball or else he's going to get around on it.
Here's the pitch. And on the outside, just misses again.
2 pitches this at bat, borderline outside that, haven't gone the Comet's way.
That's going to bring it to a full count. Drizwicki battling back. Adrian College with an 8-2 lead here in the fourth. Excuse me. And fouled back out of play.
Long at bat here. You've been keeping track of pitches? I forgot to. It's been a lot, I'll say that much.
I'd say a steady 8 pitches.
It's been a while.
It's
Couple conferences at the mound.
Definitely been a battle. A high fly ball. That's going to be back out of play. And we'll reset and start all over again. There's nothing like a good pitcher-batter duel.
Yep. Especially second game of a 4-game series. Get their pitch count up. That way their bullpen will be depleted by the time it comes to the 4th game.
Stare down ensues. And the pitch. Another high fly ball.
Yeah, that's
tanked
gone.
to left field and way gone for McCoy Drizwicki.
Sat on that one.
3-run homer, and the Bulldogs continue to thrash Olivet. My goodness. And there was no doubt about that one.
Well, you know it's gone when you see Cleaver out in left field just turn his back, doesn't even attempt. I mean, did that land on the house out there?
Couldn't tell you.
That
I saw it went straight up, and I lost it.
Jeez. Like I said, he's got that tall man leverage going for him.
So after starting the count 0-2, he gives the pitcher a battle and then absolutely tanks one. And the Bulldogs now lead 11-2 here in the third. 5-run inning.
That's the longest home run I've seen at the Nick since probably the 2015 season.
I'm honestly speechless. That was absolutely tanked. And there's still only one out for the Bulldogs. Mikowski hits a fly ball to right field. Coming in on it. Makes the catch for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Brian Killinger. Olivet coach having some words with the umpire. Some disagreements about the pitcher's windup. So the Olivet coach, couple trips out to the umpire today. Doesn't agree with a couple things that have been going on.
I didn't hear the beginning, but it sounds like there's a little bit of an issue, maybe with the windup. I think he might have gotten a warning about his windup. But again, I'm just speculating. I wasn't able to hear the beginning of the conversation. But it does have to do something with Oshinsky's windup.
There's a ball inside, brings the count to 2-0. First base umpire says he held up in time.
Well, I'm interested to see what that was all about.
There's a strike on the outer half of the plate. 2-1. Fouled back. It's going to even the count at 2 apiece. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Bulldogs with an 11-2 lead over the Olivet Comets. And he's going to take it to move it to a full count.
It'll be interesting to see what the Comets do if they leave Oshinsky in.
High pop up Left field, foul, and onto the left field awning. Few fans jumped over there. A little bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, it's you have that tin roof over there. It's pretty loud when it gets struck.
There's a hard ground ball by Killinger off the third baseman's glove and into left field for a base hit. So Killinger's aboard with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the heavy-hitting shortstop, Ryan Doro.
It's interesting to see what the Comets will do with their pitching. Oshinsky struggling out there a little bit, but they still have 2 games after this, so they probably don't want to go to their bullpen too early.
Takes a ball.
Probably as long as his pitch count is reasonable, they'll keep him out there. Bulldogs have that 9-run advantage, so it's beginning to get tough. It can be done, but it's tough.
Doro, the 9th man to bat for the Bulldogs this inning. Chinsky comes set, and the pitch. Inside. The count quickly falls to 3-0.
What do you think, Robbie? You think they're warming anybody up? You can't see because they're behind the gate, but
I got to imagine. There's a line drive,
down the
left
line.
field base hit. Killinger moves up to second, and there are now 2 aboard with 2 outs. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Hunter Hayes.
yeah, it looks like they're going to let Ovshinsky ride this out as long as he can.
So many Bulldogs have batted this inning, they have to have somebody come out and get all the batting gloves.
That's something they should do. Put a little basket on the fences. That way every time somebody takes off their gloves, Luke can just toss them in there.
That's something you should patent.
Or just suggest. I don't think I can invent a basket. Unless it was something special, like a Bulldog paw basket.
Ooh. Get out the blueprints for that.
I'll have to talk to Duffy about that one.
So Bulldogs trying to tack on a couple more runs here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Hayes takes strike 1. Hayes 1 for 1 in the game. RBI single back in the first. A walk earlier this inning that started it all. Scored 2 runs so far in this game. And there's a line drive down the left field line. Fair ball. Killinger's going to score. Doro's on his way to third. Hayes goes to second, and it's an RBI double for Hunter Hayes.
The hits keep coming for the Dogs. Hayes able to stay back on it enough to hook it right down the left field line and bring in a run. And like we said at the beginning of the game, Robbie, this looked like it was going to be a hitter's advantage for the Dogs.
It definitely did. It was a close game in the first, but it looks like they finally found the Olivet pitcher's weaknesses, and they're just letting the hits rain now. So Richardson takes a strike on the outer half of the plate.
I don't know, Blue. I don't know about that one.
So runners are on second and third, 2 outs. Bulldogs trying to keep tacking on the runs. Takes a ball down low, evens the count at 1 apiece.
Now, in MIA rules, is there a forfeit rule? I don't know.
You're the former player. You got to tell me.
Well, we never went over the rules. We just kept scoring till
Big swing and a miss by Richardson.
he stops. Maybe that's something we need to get as a MIAA rule book for baseball.
Until then,
I'm assuming no. I'm assuming we're going to play all 9.
Until then, we play on. We'll see if it happens. Richardson squares one up. It bounces it foul.
Hands. Nice
Soft-
play by Luke Harris down at the first base coach's box.
It's not just the players, folks. It's the coaches as well.
Got to learn it from someone.
Starts at the top. 1-2 on Richardson. There's a high fly ball down the right field line.
Get out.
And
Stays
he
in the yard.
catches it for out number 3. The Bulldogs tack on 6 runs that inning, including a huge 3-run homer by McCoy Drizwicki. We go to the top of the 4th. It's Adrian leading 12-2.
That's 1, and the Adrian College Bulldogs 1 at the end of the
Welcome back to Adrian College Baseball. Top of the 4th inning. Adrian with a 12-2 lead after a monster inning by the Bulldogs. They tacked on 6 more runs. Jason Schroeder about to get back to work against number 13, Aiden Holiday.
Whoa.
Ball up high, almost at the head. 1-0.
My heart always jumps when I see it coming up and in that much.
So after a long inning of hitting by the Bulldogs, do you think that's going to affect Schroeder?
I don't think so. Mainly because it's Schroeder. He's effectively wild, so it might even pinpoint his control a little more. But it actually, after the first inning, his fastball control has been phenomenal.
There's a pitch, a little bit of a defensive swing off the awning. Brings the count to 1-2.
Dogs have a 10-run lead. Best plan of action would just be for Schroeder to go right after the hitters, no mess around.
There's a ground ball, left side but foul.
For those of you who are wondering, the NCAA men's hockey team is tied 1-1 in quarterfinals or semifinals.
Semifinals. Ground ball to Killinger. In and out, number 1. So Schroeder picks up right where he left off. It's a quick out. In the top of the 4th. And up comes the left-handed hitter, first baseman Alex Partham. Grounded out to second baseman back in the 2nd inning. Takes a ball inside.
Partham, an Olivet hitter who's prone to strikeouts. Coming into today, he had 13, which led the team.
Another ball inside. Brings the count to 2-0.
He does have a triple and a double, so he's got some extra base pop.
Schroeder gets his sign, the pitch. And fouled back out of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. I've asked to inform you that the concession stand will close in 10 minutes.
Bad news. Concession stand's closing in 10 minutes. I never got my hot dog today.
Maybe next time, bud. Here's the pitch. High and outside, brings the count to 3-1. Three and one out. Top of the fourth.
Looks like he did not get the green light. His coach verbally upset.
And a hard ball up the middle. Doro charges, flips to first, and there's out number 2. And Doro just makes it look easy out there.
That's why he's getting looked at by professional scouts.
And that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 33, Gary Tompkins III. There's a ball fouled out of play on the right side. 0-1. And a little bit of a defensive swing. Soft roller Killinger at second, flips to first, and there's out number 3.
Steady defense by the Dogs this inning.
So a 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. We head into the bottom of the fourth, 12-2. You're watching Adrian Baseball here on ACTV. Zach Ochinsky back out on the mound here in the bottom of the fourth. Does that answer your question, Cody? It looks like they're going to give him one more inning.
I mean, hey, whatever gets you on the field.
That's going to bring up number 1, Dugan Darnell. Takes the ball high. Big home run in the first inning. The sacrifice bunt his last time up. He's going to take a ball outside. 2-0.
Just goes to show you to the young kids watching out there, you don't need all that pre-swing movement. Look how still he is, and he was still able to crush the ball in his first at-bat.
He takes another ball low, and that's going to bring the count to 3-0.
I know I've talked about it already, but that's actually a pet peeve of mine, is watching kids they think they have to just swing the bat around their head before they even start, and they really don't have to. It just messes with everything after that.
Hard hit ball
Nice.
in the right field for a base hit. So leadoff single for Darnell. And the Bulldogs continue to rack up the hits. That's number 14 on the day.
It's only the, what is this, the fourth?
It's the fourth inning.
Darnell's already had himself a day.
That's going to bring up Gunnar Rainey, the left fielder. RBI single in his last time up. There's a hard hit ball down the left field line, and it gets past the third baseman. Darnell's going to head for third. Gunnar goes for second.
Safe.
And he's in with the head first slide. A double for Gunnar Rainey, and there are runners on second and third and no outs.
Dogs have taken a liking to that third base line in the last couple of innings.
Nice try by the third baseman. Just couldn't get a glove on it. And here comes Frank Resto, the catcher, 1 for 1 on the day. Going to try to drive in a pair here. And take strike 1. So anything to the right side will score at least 1, with runners on second and third. It's a high fly ball, left center field.
That might be deep enough.
Camps under it, makes the catch. Darnell scores, and he scores easily. Bulldogs tack on another run with the RBI fly out by Frank Resto.
Yep, Resto just got enough behind that to get the run in from third. Not enough to move Gunnar up to third, but he could put in Richardson. And that looks like it might be it for Ochinsky.
Comes the Olivet coach. Looks like they're just going to talk things over. It doesn't look like they're going to put in a new pitcher. But don't quote me on that because they're taking him out of the game.
I hope you're not a gambling band there, Robbie.
Luckily, I'm not. Oshinsky's game is, Oshinsky's day is over, excuse me. Olivet brings in a new pitcher. And it looks like it's number
16.
Nope, that's 15. That's Austin Hickey. So we'll let him warm up. We're going to go to a break, but keep it right here for more Adrian College baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Now pitching for the Olivet Comets is number 15, Austin Hickey. Zach Oshinsky's day is over. And the DH, McCoy Drizwicki, is up to bat. Monster 3-run homer his last time up. And there's a hard hit single into left field. Gunners going to hold up at third, and there are now runners on the corners with one out.
The junior Hickey has made 4 appearances this year. In 5 innings, he has given up 4 runs, and he has 1 strikeout to 4 walks. And he has given up a home run.
Well, we'll see if Mikowski can do one right here. We're back to the top of the Bulldogs lineup. Mikowski flew out to right field his last time up. He takes a strike on the outside. 0-1.
Now, Robbie, I know you're a stirrups guy, so what's your review on the stirrups that the dogs are featuring?
I like them. They're classy. They get a nice classic look.
Got the tricolor.
There's a ball on the outside, 1-1. Tried to get my high school baseball coach, who was a former Bulldog, to do the stirrups, but could never convince him.
But lo and behold, his players have stirrups now.
That former Bulldog is Bradley LaRue. Ball in the dirt, 2-1. Try to get him up here for a broadcast.
Yep, the former dog was a catcher. Played under Coach Rainey. Played here for 2 seasons before transferring out.
Strike down at the knees. It's going to bring the count to 2-2.
They're starting to feel a little thicker.
Cloud's starting to move in as Mikowski takes the ball on the outside, moves to a full count. Drizwicki on first, excuse me. And Mikowski hits a line drive into the left center field gap. That's going to bring in 1 run. Mikowski on his way to second. Ball gets away, but they hold up, and it's an RBI double for Ian Mikowski.
There's not much else to say on this end besides the Dogs have the Comets pitching staff's number this game. Hard contact. I'm pretty sure everybody's made hard contact at least once this game.
So the Bulldogs now with a 14-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Brian Killinger. Singled in his last time up. As an RBI this game. We've got Drizwicki on third. Mikowski on second. See if he can keep moving the train along. And takes a strike down at the knees. 0-1. Hickey gets his sign, the pitch. Ball in the dirt. The lights are now on here at the Nick. Move into the later hours of the evening. There's a soft little ground ball to shortstop, plants and throws.
Safe.
And he is just out at first, but the drives in Drizwicki, and it's another run for the Bulldogs.
Comets may have been the recipient of a little I want this game to be over call. Close play. Might have gone that way, but
Nice play by the shortstop. Ranging to his left.
Strong arm.
That's going to bring up Ryan Doro. Try to drive in another run. 15-2 Bulldogs. There's a high fly ball in the right field gap. It hangs up just long enough for the right fielder for out number 3. Bulldogs tack on 3 in the bottom of the 4th. It's 15-2 Dogs. We'll be right back on ACTV. Bulldogs defense getting back to work here in the top of the 5th. Catcher Andrew Dayfield leading off for the Comets. There's a ball high, 1-0.
Schroeder still pumping gas for the Dogs.
Ball inside, moves the count to 2-0. Schroeder got 3 ground ball outs the last inning. 7 strikeouts on the day. Ooh, and that one runs in and gets Dayfield.
Schroeder's fastball's been running inside to righties all day, finally catches one. Luckily, it wasn't head high this time, so we averted disaster on that one.
Don't worry, Dayfield. The Adrian College training staff always has ice. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Dylan Mitchell. Struck out in his last time up. He takes a strike on the outside corner. There's a foul ball out of play, up and over the press box. Runner on first, nobody out. 15-2 Bulldogs, top of the 5th. Dayfield with his lead over at first. Don't think he's a threat to steal, though. And they call time. Schroeder set. The pitch runs outside. It's now 1-2 on Mitchell. Still a pretty big crowd here at the Nick. That ball runs outside to even the count at 2 apiece.
How many do you think are here today, Robbie? Still here currently.
I'd say at least 50. There's a ground ball. Back to the mound. Throws over to first. High, but he got him for out number 1.
That's why you have a tall first baseman.
Advances Dayfield to second. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kevin Hatcher. Struck out looking his last time up, but has a couple good plays over at shortstop tonight. Playing some solid defense.
The Comets as a whole have played really good defense this entire game.
He takes a strike down at the knees.
Save for a couple
0-1.
Save for a couple mental errors, but on the physical side of the ball, they have done quite well.
Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 0-2.
Looks like Hatcher was trying to call time there, didn't get it.
Schroeder looks in for the sign. Ground ball, but foul. Stays alive. Is it the Bee Gees that sing that song?
I think so. I don't want you to sing it, but I will tell you that I think you're right.
I'll save that for another time.
Save it for the radio shows.
A hard hit ball past the first baseman. That's going to go into right field. Here comes Dayfield to score from third. And the Comets tack on another run with an RBI single from Kevin Hatcher.
Hatcher scorched that one right at the first baseman, Hayes, who tries to field it to the side and lets it glance off his glove. So the Comets get a run back.
We'll move back to the top of the Olivet lineup with number 11, Austin Cleaver. 2 singles in this one. There's a ball up high, 1-0. So with that hit, the Comets now have 5 on the day. Big swing and a miss. Moves the count to 1-1. Another ball in the dirt, 2-1. A little bit of moisture starting to come into the air, but still a really nice night. Still says 72 degrees. There's another ball. Down and away, moves it to 3-1. Misses low. That's going to put a man on first. And now there are runners on first and second with only 1 out. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Aaron Gillespie. Had a big 2-run homer in his last time up.
This is where the Dogs are going to have to be careful. They have a big run. Big time lead. If they start to get lackadaisical, the Comets could start chipping away, and before you know it, they'll have another ball game on their hands.
Schroeder checks his man at second. The pitch. Snap throw down to first, and that's going to go into right field. Into the corner. He's going to hold up at third, though, but both runners advance. And there are now runners on second and third and only one out.
See, this is where the Dogs have to go back to basics. Frankie trying to get a little too fancy, trying to pick off the runner. They have a 12-run lead, so they just got to pitch the ball and get the outs. Starting to get a little flat-footed out there. Coach Rainey's going out to talk to Schroeder, try to settle him down, get him to throw the ball over the plate. No use messing around. If you got a lead, just pitch to it. That's what Jack Morris used to do.
I think that's exactly what Coach Rainey's telling him right now. (15-3) Bulldogs here in the top of the fifth inning. Now with two runners in scoring position. Gillespie going to try to close the gap, tack on a few more runs. Schroeder's got to settle down here. And there's a line drive into the right center gap. It's going to hold up just long enough for Richardson, but it's going to score a run. Cleaver moves to third, and it's an RBI flyout for Aaron Gillespie. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Travis Petz. 2 strikeouts on the day. With 2 outs, going to try to get a little 2-out RBI here.
Nice pitch.
Takes a strike down at the knees. Big swing and a miss. On a pitch on the outside corner. Moves the count to 0-2. Schroeder, the pitch.
Nice.
And another big strikeout.
Got him fishing.
So the Comets tack on 2 to close the gap, but it's still Adrian's ball game, 15-4 after 4.5 innings. We'll be right back with Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. 15-4 Adrian College over Olivet in the second game of this doubleheader. So we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. Hunter Hayes fouls one off to the left side, and very nice hands by the third base coach Klotz.
That's where they learn it from.
I think the Adrian College coaching staff needs the gold glove for tonight's game. Takes the ball on the outside. Evens the count.
Klotz, for those of you that don't know, was an Adrian Bulldog and a pretty dang good ball player and football player from what I've heard.
Ball in the dirt, bounces back to the backstop, and it's now 2-1. Olivet has one fielding change this inning at first base. They took out Alex Partham. And back in at first from the first game is Michael O'Brien. The ball inside. 3-1 on Hayes. Hard ground ball to the third baseman. Thrown to first. Picked. And gets him for out number 1. Close play at first.
Olivet defense continues to be steady.
And that's going to bring up Tristan Richardson, whose walk-up song is the Adrian College fight song. A little school spirit there from our right fielder. He takes a strike on the outer half of the plate.
Now, when I was a freshman, I know that the freshmen that were up did not get to choose their walk-up song. I don't know if that's still the tradition here, but something we could find out.
Ground ball to the first baseman. Flips the Hickey for the out. And they're now 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Dugan Darnell. 2 for 2 in the game with a single, a home run, and a sacrifice bunt. He's done it all today. Takes a ball inside. There's a strike, just catches the inside corner.
Same place as the other pitch, but nobody's perfect. Umpires included. But they do a heck of a job.
There are 2 fans left on the hill in center field.
Standing tall as well.
Take that back. Somebody just came up from behind the fence. There are actually 3 fans out there.
Sauntering up.
Another strike. This one catches the outside corner. It's now 2-2 on Darnell. Two outs on the Bulldogs. Ground ball over to second base. Gets it on the hop. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Olivet. We head to the top of the 6th, 15-5 Bulldogs. You're watching Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Top of the 6th inning. 15-4, Adrian College over Olivet. And up to bat is number 13, Aiden Holiday. 0 for 2 in this game, but definitely has the potential to send one out of here. Swings and misses on that one. 0-1.
Holiday 6 doubles on the year. So he does have a little bit of extra base pop in that bat.
Schroeder resets on the mound. And he's going to call Frankie out to discuss how they want to do this. Today's doubleheader originally scheduled for tomorrow, but with the threat of rain, they moved it up till today. And you can definitely see the clouds moving in right now.
Yes, Dog's scheduled to be at Olivet on Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised if that would be moved here on a Monday or Tuesday date. It's the benefit of having turf. You can have home games that are supposed to be away games just because other teams' fields are not suitable for play after rain.
No. Awkward swing on that pitch on the outer half of the plate. Moves the count to 0-2. Definitely had him fooled there. And on the outsides of the plate for strike 3.
Nice location there by Schroeder, putting it on the outside.
Strikeout number 8 on the day for him. Half of those have been looking. Don't necessarily think that Holiday agreed with that call. He didn't look very happy.
It definitely caught the plate.
That's going to bring up Michael O'Brien for his first at-bat of this second game as he slaps one to the left side of the field, but foul.
O'Brien looks to be a dead pull hitter. It's a lot of most of his body flying off the pitch. Nothing wrong if they're going to throw you inside, but if they start pounding you outside, he may have to make an adjustment.
And there's a line drive into the left center field gap, and that's going to fall between Mikowski and Rainey. He's going to throw it into second base, but O'Brien is in with a stand-up double here with 1 out.
Nice piece of hitting there. Kept his hips in long enough to put it right into the center field gap.
Finally got a good piece of one today. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Gary Tompkins III. Going to try to tack on a couple more for Olivet. They put on 2 runs in the last inning. Trying to slowly but surely crawl their way back. Takes the ball high.
I mean, Olivet's lineup is definitely persistent. And it's not as though they've been overpowered today by either pitcher. Looks like they're actually starting to time up Schroeder better now that they've seen him more. So Bulldogs are going to have to be careful.
Checks the runner at second. And there's a line drive into center field. Mikowski makes the catch for out number 2. O'Brien will hold at second.
Hardest play for a center fielder is the line drive right at him, but Mikowski did a good job of not coming in too hard, too fast, and was able to make the play.
So Schroeder, quick work of Tompkins III, and up steps the catcher Andrew Dayfield, trying to drive in a 2-out run. Adrian College infield playing in 2-out depth. There's a ground ball to Killinger at second base. Backhands it for out number 3. Olivet gets a double this inning but can't score them. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 15-4 Bulldogs. You're watching Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. Austin Hickey back to work here in the bottom of the 6th. Up to bat, left fielder Gunnar Rainey takes a curveball for strike 1. 15-4 Bulldogs here in the second game of the doubleheader. Another curveball in there for strike 2. Hickey with the pitch into the dirt.
Nice block there.
Beautiful day has turned into a beautiful night for baseball here on the Adrian College home opener, as well as the MIAA home opener. There's a fly ball. Left center field. And that's going to fall between everybody. Gunner's going to go to second, and he's in with a double.
I don't know if they lost that one in the lights or if there was miscommunication, but there was nobody in the area to get that one.
Not only that, but once the ball fell, nobody really charged it.
Nice job by Rainey
Easily into second base.
taking advantage of that.
So leadoff double for Rainey to start the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Frankie Resto. Had an RBI his last time up. There's a line drive through the left field hole, a base hit. Rainey's going to advance to third, and there are now runners on the corners with nobody out.
This is how the rally started earlier in the game, just chipping away, station to station.
That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, designated hitter McCoy Drizwicki. 3 for 3 in this game, 2 singles and a 3-run home run, which I think that ball is still going.
As cliche as that sounds, I'd agree with you there, Robbie.
Adrian trying to tack on some more runs here. That ball bounces in, gets behind the catcher. Resto will move up. Rainey will stay at third, and now there are runners on second and third, nobody out.
Rainey might have had a chance to score on that one, but playing it safe.
So Drizwicki now has 2 runners in scoring position. And I just looked up, and he has a big gap out in right field. Ball on the outer half of the plate. Moves the count to 2-0. Hickey with the sign and the pitch. Just a bit inside. Moves the count to 3-0.
Hickey will want to be careful here. McCoy's the 9 hitter, but if you put him on, that's going to put the bases loaded with no outs and your 1-2-3 coming up to the dish.
That ball just low, and Drizwicki takes the walk. And once again, there are 3 waffles in the waffle iron for center fielder Ian Mikowski. He's going to try to set up a nice continental breakfast.
And we all know you can't have a continental breakfast without some toasted waffles.
Most important meal of the day.
My favorite.
Takes a ball down low, 1-0. Nobody out for the Bulldogs.
That's 5 straight balls on the part of Hickey, so Mikowski will have to be patient here and look for something to drive.
Rainey on third, Resto on second, Drizwicki on first. Ball just outside. 2-0. And here comes the Olivet coach to talk to his pitcher.
Some of these pitches have been close, but his control has not been the best, so he's not getting the benefit of the call from the umpire.
Well, you've been in this situation before, Cody. What do you think they're talking about out there?
In this situation with the lead, the runner's on, and still 2 games to play in this series, you got to think he's just telling them to just try to make the best of the situation because they really don't want to use more pitchers than they have to. They still have 2 games to play. You can't deplete your bullpen too much. So to shorten that up, he's probably telling them, I can't take you out, so just try to do the best you can.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes. 2-0 on Mikowski. Takes another ball down low, moves the count to 3-0. Here's the pitch. Taking all the way for strike 1. Killinger on deck. Ryan Doro in the hole. So things will not get any easier for Hickey. The next couple batters, there's a ground ball. Second base side, flips to second for 1. Relay to first, no play. That's going to score 1 run.
Gunner coming home on that one. That's going to give the Dogs another run, and they are now up 16-4.
Anybody else in that probably would have been a double play, but with Mikowski running down the line, that's a hard play to make for the Olivet defense.
Exactly. So instead of having 2 outs with a runner on third, they now have 1 out with runners on the corners and Kill up to bat.
That one at his head, ducks out of the way and takes it for ball 1.
Another conference at the mound. Hickey really struggling with his control this inning. I think this would be the point in the game if we were a professional team where we would tell our sponsors, but we don't have any lists here, so we're just going to keep giving you the game action.
Another ball up high, 2-0. So what do you think? Should Mikowski steal here?
No. I wouldn't take the chance. You still want to score as many runs as possible because you don't know what Olivet's going to do in their next AB.
There's a line drive by Killinger out to center field. Hangs up just long enough for the center fielder, but Frank Resto's going to come in to score. It's an RBI fly out for Killinger. And Adrian now has 17 runs this game. So they continue to grow the lead bigger.
Killinger hit it hard, but had just enough spin on it to keep it up in the air for the center fielder to range over.
That's going to bring up Ryan Doro. The runner on first, 2 outs. Takes a strike on the outer half of the plate. Doro with a couple of big hits today. A home run in the first game, a couple of singles this game. And just gets under that, a high fly ball into right field. Camped under it for out number 3. The Bulldogs tack on 2 more runs. It's 17-4. Adrian will be back with more Bulldog baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Top of the 7th here at the Nick. And a few changes on the Adrian College side of the ball. Now pitching for your Bulldogs is number 38, Jesse Marks.
Along with that, Aaron Adrus has taken Gunnar Rainey's spot in left field. Dugan Darnell has moved over from third. He will now play first for Hunter Hayes. Torreno will play third, and Dakota Carraro is your new catcher.
And now batting for Olivet is the second baseman, Dylan Mitchell, who takes a ball on the inside. And that ball up at the head brings the count to 2-0. Here's the pitch. Another ball low. 3-0 on the count.
According to the stats I have, Marks this year has an inning and third of work, 1 win, and 1 walk.
Fires a strike in there. 3-1. Ground ball to the left side, but foul, and that's going to bring it to a full count.
Third base coach must think this was soccer. Kicking at the ball. But hey, whatever protects him.
Adrian College with a couple pitchers warming up in the bullpen just in case. Here's the pitch from Marks. There's a high fly ball into left field. Arjush camped under it. And there's out number 1 here in the top of the 7th.
Arjush recruited as a middle infielder, making that one look natural out in left field.
So with 1 out, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kevin Hatcher, who had an RBI single his last time up. Also struck out earlier in the game. There's a swing and a miss there, 0-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the batter is shortstop number 23, Kevin Hatcher.
Takes a strike on the outer side corner. Almost swung, but held off. Doesn't matter either way.
Mark's going right after these hitters.
There's a ball in the dirt to the backstop, and it's 1-2.
Moving from third base to first base is number 1, Dugan Darnell.
I gotta say, Robbie, it's definitely dark out now.
That it is. But it's still a very nice night out. And there's a weird swing, but he gets the job done. Single into left field. Ball in the outer half of the plate, but manages to poke it in. He's aboard with a 1-out single.
Just one of those little stick the bat out, hope it gets enough on it. Pokes it right over Doro's head.
We're going to go back to the top of the Olivet lineup. Now batting the left fielder, Austin Cleaver. A couple singles in this game as well as a walk. Curveball doesn't snap off, though, and it's 1-0.
Bulldog pitcher is number 38, Jesse Marks.
That one catches the outside corner. 1-1. Olivet trying to tack on a couple more runs, close that gap. There's a swing and a high pop up to the right side. Gillinger under it, and he pulls it in for out number 2.
With how long this second game's been, I'm sure both teams will be happy with an off day tomorrow.
I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Next Olivet batter is center fielder number 10, Adrian.
After a quick first game. Bats have really been out this second one.
Especially for the Dogs, who have tacked on 17.
Ball in the dirt. Guerrero manages to block it. Holds the runner at first.
Gillespie had that home run earlier in the game. Marks will have to be careful with him.
It's a pitch. Just misses on the outside. Brings the count to 2-0. Olivet 4 runs, 7 hits on the day. There's a ball high, 3-0. There's a high fly ball in the center field. Mikowski going back on it. And he'll make the catch for out number 3. So a base hit for Olivet in this inning, but nothing doing. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. It is now 17-4 Adrian. We'll be right back with more Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Adrian up 17-4 over the Olivet Comets. And up to bat for the Bulldogs is Jordan Torrento coming in for Hunter Hayes. Trying to tack on a few more runs.
With this 13-run advantage, Rainey able to go to his bench and see what his younger guys have in the tank, see what they have to offer in case he ever needs to call on them in a high-pressure situation.
He takes a ball down low, 1-0.
Torrento had varsity action last year and did pretty well with the stick.
He takes one high, 2-0. Now Torrento came in for Hayes, but he shifted over to third base, which brought Darnell over to first base. There's a line drive into the right field gap. That's going to split the outfielders. Torreno's going to go for 2.
Go 3.
He's going to go all the way for 3. Here comes the throw. Head first slide and nothing doing. Torreno with a big triple here in the bottom of the 7th. When you get an opportunity, that's what you got to do with it.
Yeah, center fielder Gillespie did not take the best route to that. Didn't cut it off, allowed it to roll to the wall. Probably should have taken a bit of a deeper angle there in hindsight, but nonetheless, Torreno was at third now with number 16 Richardson up to the plate.
Richardson, a couple singles today, as well as an RBI and a run scored. Try to keep this momentum going. Now pitching for Olivet is number 28, Sam Noshel. So he fires a strike in there. 2-1. Runner on third, nobody out. A ball inside, going to bring the count all the way to 3-1. Winds died down a bit here, but still a nice breeze. And he draws the walk. So runners are on first and third with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Dugan Darnell. So you remember Darnell with a big home run back in the first inning. Also has a sacrifice bunt and a single. A couple runs scored. Looks in with the pitch. Takes a strike to start the at-bat.
A little bit of a late call there by the umpire.
There's a ball high and outside. Evens the count at 1.
Nighttime bugs starting to show up around the lights here at the Nick.
Means spring is just around the corner. As far as temperatures. There's a ground ball to third base. Charging, but off the glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Torreno scores. Richardson moves to second, and the Bulldogs score another run. It is now 18-4 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it looked like Pet's over at third, looking towards second, probably trying to catch the short hop to nab the lead runner. Wasn't able to do so, so now runners are at first and second, and a run is in for the Dogs.
They're going to rule that one an error. So runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up Aaron Arjush, who's in for Gunnar Rainey.
If Pets could have that one back, he'd probably wait on the ball and just take the out at first and then trying to get the force at second. If you can, you don't want to play the short hop. You want to wait back and take the easy hop.
Arjush trying to keep things rolling. Takes the ball inside, 1-0.
Arjush, known fondly by the team as OJ, because his last name sounds like OJ. Simple as that.
Junior here at Adrian College. He takes a ball low, 2-0.
As previously mentioned, Arjush came to Adrian as a middle infielder, seeing work primarily at shortstop. It's clogged there by Doro, move over to second. Rainey asked if he wanted to play outfield, and he gladly obliged to get time up here on varsity.
And that's the kind of attitude you want to have on varsity as he takes one high and off the shoulder. He is not happy about that one. And that did not look good at first. Almost hit him in the head.
Looks like the fine trainers over at the Marilot are going to have some customers tonight.
Some banged up Bulldogs. That's going to bring up the catcher, Dakota Carraro, in for Frank Resto, senior.
Resto, a better defender than Dakota, but Dakota definitely stronger with the stick.
As he takes a ball down low. The bases are loaded. Arjush on first. Darnell on second. Richardson on third. Which means it's time to make some breakfast in the waffle maker. There's a fly ball out to left field. It's going to be caught by the left fielder. Richardson tags to score. It's another run for the Bulldogs. It is now 19-4 Adrian.
Carrero gives that one down a ride down the left field line, hangs up long enough, but it gets the run in. So now the Dogs have a 15-run advantage over the Comets.
We got a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs, and for McCoy Drizwicki is freshman number 11, Brady Wood. Looking to keep the hit train going. Takes a ball up and in, 1-0.
Wood, a freshman from Frankenmuth, has one hit on the year, but that hit is actually a home run.
Did not know that.
I believe it came against Transylvania when they were down in Alabama.
He takes a ball outside. Moves the count to 2-0. Adrian now has an even 20 hits on the night. Second game of a doubleheader against the Olivet Comets. Won the first game. They score 4-1, and there's a ground ball back up the middle. Second baseman gets it, steps on two for the first out, and on to first for the second out.
It's what you call a tailor-made double play.
So the Bulldogs tack on 2 more runs. We head to the top of the 8th. It is 19-4 Bulldogs. We'll be right back with more baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball, top of the 8th. In a game against the Olivet Comets, 19-4 Bulldogs. Now pitching is junior Tyler Ganaki. Also out in center field for Mikowski, it's number 4, Matthew Mueller. On the hockey side of things, the Adrian College men's hockey game has just tied the game up. It's 4-4 nearing the end of the third period in the semifinal game for the Division III Men's Hockey Championship. And there's a hard hit ball to shortstop. Doro ranges, throw to first, and a nice play for out number 1. Doro flashing the leather there.
It's just a pleasure to watch him play. I can't think of any other way to say it. He's got the range, he's got the arm.
That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Aiden Holiday. Struck out looking his last time up. Ganaki fires one in there, misses, 1-0.
A little information on Ganaki. He's got 2 appearances this year, 3 innings of work, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout.
Fires a strike that hits the outside part of the plate. 1-1. For those of you who haven't met Tyler, quite possibly one of the nicest guys you will ever meet.
Hear, hear.
There's a fly ball out to right field, coming in on it and catches it for out number 2. Ganaki making quick work of the Comics here in the top of the 8th inning. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Michael O'Brien. Had a double his last time up into the left center field gap. Ball just misses, 1-0. That ball brings it up, and there's the strike, 1-1. Another update on the men's hockey game. They're going to overtime. The score of 4-4, trying to get into the Division III Hockey Championship. There's a swing by O'Brien to move the count to 1-2.
Nice little change of pace there. Getting him off balance with the off speed.
Ball in the dirt, blocked by Carrero.
No.
Just misses low, brings the count full.
Almost jumped the gun there with the strike call. Nice location by Ganaki, just missed.
Here's the pitch. Fouled back, and here it comes back onto the field. Count stays at 3-2. That's how you got to do it. You pitch the ball, they foul it off, goes right back to the pitcher.
Takes out the middleman that is Dakota.
Trying to finish the inning off, and another foul ball back out of play. This one rolls to the middleman this time.
Got to give him a little love there. Let him do his job.
There's a hard hit ball, diving catch by the third baseman, Jordan Torreno, to end the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Adrian's leading 19-4. We'll be back with more action here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Bottom of the 8th here at the Nick. Couple of changes. Now pitching for Olivet is number 31, Kyle Till. And out in left field, we have Austin Jones. Nick Jones, excuse me. Hearing several names back here in the press box. But the blame is only on myself. You got some stats on Kyle Till, Cody? We'll get those in just a minute. 19 for Adrian. And the new center fielder, Matthew Mueller, up to bat.
Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom half of the 8th inning is center fielder number 4, Matt Mueller.
Kyle Till going to try to make quick work of the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 8th. And a line drive by Mueller up the middle, and there's a base hit. So the leadoff man is on for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 8th.
Quick stats on Till. He's got 1 inning of work, 1 run, and 1 walk against 2 strikeouts this inning thus far.
And now pinch hitting for the Bulldogs is Justin McMahon, excuse me. Just getting my names all mixed up now.
A lot of changes to keep track of up here.
There's a ball in the dirt. Mueller's going to go to second on that one. Takes a look at third, but nothing doing.
Mueller, like Mikowski, is pretty dang fast. So I don't know who would win in a race, but both of them have the speed.
McMahon, a sophomore out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Trying to knock in a run here. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out. He takes a ball outside to push the count to 2-0. And there's a line drive right field.
Yeah.
And that's going to be over his head. Mueller had a tag at second, but he moves to third. He's going to score. And it's Justin McMahon with a big 2-out double here in the bottom of the 8th. And the Bulldogs now at an even 20 runs. It's 20-4. We got another pinch hitter here. Now pinch hitting for Ryan Doro is infield freshman number 17, Nick Kaplick. So all the Bulldogs get to bat tonight. Once again, we have a runner on second with nobody out. There's a ball up high.
Kaplick hitless in 1 at-bat this year.
McMahon takes his lead at second. Infield at normal depth as well as the outfield. And there's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Man's going to have to go back to second, and there's an out. Well, he made solid contact, but he hit it right at the guy.
Sometimes there's just nothing you can do except hit the ball hard and hope it gets through.
So up now is Jordan Torrento. His 1 at bat. He had a monster triple into the right center gap. Trying to drive in that run at second. There's a curveball, misses low, 1-0. Till checks the runner at second. And the pitch. There's a hard line drive down the right field line, but foul. Treno making really good contact tonight.
Picking up from where he was last year. Jason Croce has now grabbed a bat and is on deck.
Tries to get him with the bender, but just misses. Outside part of the plate. I don't think Till agrees with that call. And it looks like the final fans on the hill are just about to pack it up. So another ball outside, and the count's now 3-1.
They've been good and faithful fans, so I think it's okay that they leave. Barring tragedy, the Dogs might have this one in the bag.
That's one way to put it. Just hits the outside part of the plate. Full count. Here on Torreno. Well, we've all had those games before. You think you have it in the bag, and
No, trust me,
things happen, but
I've had my fair share of
a check
blown
swing
games.
down the line. That's going to fall foul.
Don't worry, I knocked on wood after I said it.
I mean, the Dogs have had solid defense for
I believe in our
the
team.
night.
I believe in our team. I think they can get the job done. But right now we're going to focus on Jordan up at the plate.
There's a ball down low. Ball 4. And he'll take his base. Now batting for the Bulldogs is number 32, Jason Croce. Pinch hitting for Tristan Richardson.
Croce's got 2 knocks and 12 at-bats this year. He's scored 3 runs.
So 2 on, 1 out. 20-4 Bulldogs. Checks the runner in the pitch. There's a high fly ball to left field. Somebody calls it, and in comes the center fielder for the catch. Runners have to move back. And there's 2 outs. And we've got yet another pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. This time is number 14, Dylan Williams. Senior this year at Adrian College. Finally gets a shot.
Dylan has grinded out on JV ball for 3 years. And I'm happy to say I get to witness his first at-bat.
He's worked hard. He's definitely worked hard the last couple of years, and it's good to see him finally get a chance. Two on, 2 outs. And he'll take a pitch up high for ball 1. The Adrian dugout is ecstatic for him right now, as they should be.
Everybody knows how hard this guy's worked to get to this point.
Fouled back into the press box. I did flinch on that one.
Come on, Robbie. I'm disappointed, man.
I can't say I'm not. I'll try better the next game.
I mean, that was just a little floater.
It was
back this
a
way.
little floater off the handle.
I mean, you had enough time to think, there's a net there. I don't have to worry. But I still see it jumping back.
There's a high fly ball right field. He camps under it. And out number 3. So the Bulldogs tack on one more run. We head to the top of the 9th, 20-4 Bulldogs. We'll be right back with more baseball here on Adrian College TV. Welcome back to Adrian College Baseball. Top of the 9th. And a ball outside. Now pitching for the Bulldogs is number 22, Zach Dunn. Trying to close this game out. 20-4 Bulldogs. The ground ball down the left field line by Gary Tompkins III to move the count to 1-1. Tompkins has made contact a couple of times tonight. Hasn't got a hit yet. Fly out and a ground out. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Move the count to 1-2.
Pitching now for the Dogs is Zach Dunn, a senior. In 2 2/3 innings, he has given up 5 runs, has walked 3.
Fouled back behind the plate.
Congratulations, Robbie. You stood pat that time.
It's going to happen eventually. Just got to get my bearings under me.
We'll go with that.
And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Nice
Guerrero with the
off-speed
tag.
pitch.
And there's one out here in the top of the 9th.
Have I seen this hair before?
So we got a pinch hitter for the Olivet Comets. It's number 8, James Hurden. Trying to start a last inning rally for the Comets. So they hold on to whatever life they can. There's a fly ball into the left center field gap, but it hangs for the center fielder. He makes the catch. And the Bulldogs are 1 out away from their 45th straight win against the Olivet Comets. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Dylan Mitchell. Takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Bulldogs trying to finish this game off strong. And there's a fly ball deep left field. Arjouche moving back, but he's camped under it. And the Bulldogs win both games today. That's 45 straight games for the Dogs. They finished this one with a score of 20-4. And what did you see in this game, Cody?
Just a lot of good things from the Dogs. Good pitching, good hitting, and continued dominance. Let's hope they bring that into Sunday and try to make it 46 and 47 straight.
Big game by the Bulldogs. Big home runs, good defense all around, and it's going to be a good night for this team when they hit the showers. They have a game against Olivet on Sunday, 2 games. Hopefully it doesn't rain. If not, then the schedule will probably change to Monday or Tuesday. But until then, they'll have a relaxing Saturday and see if they can win 2 more on Sunday. This has been Robbie Alexander with my colleague Cody Alexander. Until next time, this has been Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.